Sayın Anıl Hocam, kabir azabı itikat meselesi üzere haktır. Kafir olan ve olan kıyamete kadar
Dear Master,
kabirde azap görebilir.
it is true that anyone who is in the grave, if they are disbelievers, they will be in torment and pain. That would last until the day of judgment. But what about the Muslims? Will they have to compensate for their sins?
Önemli bir sır vereyim de ömür boyu o sırrı unutmayın.
Let me give you a very important secret and never forget that secret throughout your life.
Şuur sahibi bir mümini hiçbir şekilde cehenneme koymaz.
Any sincere or conscious Muslim would never enter into hell, and that Muslim would never be encountering any torment. And throughout his life, even in a hell setting, that person will be living in a place like heaven. That is definitely a miracle. Even in a hell setting, those believers will be living in a life like heaven. This is the power of Almighty God. For instance, just imagine Syria. If there are believers there, if they are sincere there, they will live a life of heaven. That is a miracle, really. For instance, the prophet Lut, he was inside hell, but he lived a life like heaven. That was true for the prophet Abraham. He was inside hell, but he lived in a life of heaven. That is true for our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, for the Rasulullah, the Messenger of God. He lived like in a life of heaven. That is tranquility, calmness. This is given to the believers according to their own faith, their profound faith. This is how they will understand. And in the Quran, God teaches that if they make efforts in my path, on my path, I will help you. And if you are on the straight path, God teaches that the evil people, the bad people, they will make no impact on you. This is definitely a miracle. This is like a rock is just separating and a camel comes out of it. This is definitely a miracle. If you are on the straight path, then evil will never hurt you. This is definitely a miracle. The evil people, the bad people, they will never give any harm to you. And if you live on my way, then I will give you a beautiful life, even in a hell setting. You will live like in a life of heaven. This is definitely an apparent and evident miracle. For instance, the prophet Moses, he was living in the palace of the Pharaoh, but that was a setting like hell, but he lived in an atmosphere of heaven. And then he just went to another country, to another land. He again lived in a life of heaven. He was in tranquility, he was in calmness. He then came back to the desert. They just set up a tent there on the Jordan's mountains. They had a beautiful tent there. And he lived in a beautiful, perfect life. He ate manna, he ate the meat of quail, and God granted him manna. That was beautiful food. There is no pain in the grave. When you die, you enter into another dimension. And at that moment of death, you recognize that you are a believer at that moment. That calmness and tranquility will definitely make you understand that you are a believer. And God would never torment a believer. God is just. God is endless, infinite wisdom. God is the creator of everything with great perfection, with meticulous beauty and meticulous and intricate perfection. There is no torment for any believer.
Dolayısıyla öyle bir şey olmaz.